English for Daily Life. I'm your host, Ali, and I'm so glad you could join me. In today's episode, we're diving deep into a topic fundamental for every English learner: how to break the habit of translating in your head and start truly thinking in English. It might sound like a huge challenge, but I promise you it's an achievable goal. And mastering this skill is the key that will unlock the door to speaking fluently and confidently. So, let's get started. First, let's talk about why this is so important. Have you ever been in a conversation where you understand everything, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind goes blank? This is often because your brain is doing mental gymnastics, hearing English, translating it, thinking of a reply in your native language, translating it back, and then speaking. This process is what creates that frustrating delay and makes conversations feel tiring. It's a completely normal habit, but to become fluent, we need to make a direct connection between an idea and the English words to express it, cutting out the middleman entirely. So, how do we begin? My first practical tip is to start small by thinking in single words. I call this labeling your world. As you go about your day, look at objects around you and name them in English. In your head, just say door, window, chair, computer, cup. Once that feels easy, upgrade to simple sentences by narrating your actions. For example, when you're making breakfast, think, I am opening the refrigerator. I see the eggs. I am taking out 2 eggs. Now I need a pan. The goal is simply to get your brain used to forming thoughts in English first. This exercise, done consistently, rewires your brain to see the world through an English lens. Ready for tip number 2? This one is about keeping your brain in the English zone. My advice is to switch to a monolingual dictionary. That means an English to English one. I know it's faster to look up a translation, but every time you do that, you reinforce the translation habit. Instead, when you find a new word, like perseverance, look up its definition in English. You might read, continued effort despite difficulties. Now, you not only understand the meaning, but you've also learned related words like effort and difficulties. You're building a rich web of vocabulary where all the connections are in English. This is how you develop a deeper, more intuitive feel for the language. My third tip is all about immersion. You need to increase the amount of English you hear and read every day. Create an English bubble for yourself. An easy place to start is your technology. Change the language setting on your phone and computer to English. You use these devices daily, so you'll absorb new vocabulary naturally. Next, think about your entertainment. Instead of watching movies with subtitles in your native language, switch to English subtitles. This connects the spoken word with the written word. Even better, watch a show you've already seen with no subtitles at all. Listen to English podcasts and music. The more you surround yourself with the sounds of English, the more natural it will become for your brain to think in that same way. So, let's do a quick recap. 1. Start small by labeling your world and narrating your daily actions. 2. Use an English to English dictionary to stay in the English zone. And 3. Immerse yourself by changing your device settings and consuming English media. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time and consistent practice. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and trust the process. That's all the time we have for today on English for Daily Life. I'm your host, Ali. Thank you so much for listening. Keep practicing, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.